Hey guys, Aloha Friday. I'm Island Turtle. This is BOMISpirit. Welcome. For those who are new, Aloha Fridays are normally just like a casual little hangout. We talk a little bit. Sometimes we talk about astrology. Sometimes we do channel messages. Sometimes we pull cards. It's a casual, let's reconvene kind of a moment over here on YouTube. Um, so for my patrons who hung out with me last night, y'all already know what I'm going to talk about today because I talked about this with my patrons yesterday. Um, Nettie, you're still talking about it. I love it. I missed you this week. Hi, Anna. Hi. So it's weird. Yesterday, I was actually better than I am now. So my patrons know because they caught me yesterday over on Patreon. And I don't know what happened. I woke up and I was like, I felt like everything was, oh, there goes my head. Oh, there goes my crown. Hold on. Activation warning. Ooh, ooh, my crown. Is the queen still dead? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Wow, wow, wow. Um, so a lot of you know I've been taking some time this week to just like recover from all of the stuff that's been going on. Um, Almost like I need to have my eyes closed for this live. There's so much energy that just came in through my crowd. I'm like, holy Toledo. And like I said, I was feeling good yesterday, like to the point where I actually was going to try to do sign readings and I went to do Cancer and something weird happened. So I had to stop doing readings and I'm going to talk about it today. But I talked about my patrons yesterday. But yeah, waking up, I don't know. I like there's some kind of backsliding that happened here. Um, and happy full moon, by the way. Sorry, can you tell? I'm just like, there's so much going on. Happy full moon in Taurus and happy Saturn going stationary direct. I know we're all feeling that. Um, and if you have been looking for the full moon live over on Vimeo, I don't know what's going on with the tech side of things. I've been trying to download that live for a while to put it on Vimeo, and it's YouTube's not letting me download it to do that, unfortunately. So I'll talk a little bit about the full moon energy today. Um, I know a lot of people, well, okay, let me backpedal. I know a lot of people got a lot to say about the full moon. Yes, and we are in the pre-shadow for Mercury retrograde. Thank you, Anna. I was going through my calendar and I was like, oh shit, that's right, Mercury retrograde. I completely forgot about that. There's just been so much other stuff going on. Um, but with the full moon in Taurus, again, a lot of people have a lot to say, and you probably have your own feelings and opinions about it, right? And always honor that. Always honor that. No matter what I share with you guys, it's just my lens of reality. It's just my lens of truth, right? So if you're feeling something different and it's whatever that is and it's true for you, always honor that. Always. Um, I know a lot of people have been talking about algol in relation to this full moon. I'm not, some of y'all already know how I feel about Algol. For those who don't know what Algol is a fixed star. It's one of the really well-known ones. It's known as the demon star, and it portends like violence and death and assassination and things like that. It's like a very destructive association. For me, I look at Algol more as like slaying inner demons. That's how I look at it. It's related to the mythology around Medusa and the decapitation of her. Um, so like that's why it's related to all of those things. But like I've talked about this so many times, so I feel like I got a lot of new people watching me, so I think I just need to explain this. But Medusa was not like she was not always like that. She was created in that image of a monster. And we've all got our own inner demons. We've all got pieces of ourselves that have become distorted in some way because of things we've gone through, etc. And I feel like Algol is actually just the slaying of that personally. It's interesting because I actually didn't even talk about it at all on the full moon in Taurus because I was focused on other fixed stars and other energies. But I strongly feel that this full moon in Taurus, with it working with Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, we'll also talk about Haumea because that's interesting too. Um, I feel like this whole full moon is about reinvention, remaking your own world, remaking your reality, maybe even reinventing the self, maybe reinventing beliefs. You want to take it a step further and go collective. This is also the final hours of the closure of Pluto and Capricorn. And I think this full moon is going to be significant, have a strong impact on our ability to remake the world, as like grandiose as that sounds. It's not an overnight thing, it's like a decades long thing, but this is the time of reinvention. Okay. Um, That's how I'm looking at this full moon, and I am amped for this full moon. Activations and all of that are part of it too, just because Uranus, that's how Uranus be. And then also the full moon's working with Neptune and Pluto. So it's like we have these like generational planets that are really in the mix on this full moon, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's intense energy. It's like it's shaking things up in a big way on a deep level, on a foundational level. It's big stuff. Like this is amazing times. I know it doesn't look like that. I know there's like a lot of people that are scared still right now, but like understand, guys, like this is what change is. This is what change is. Like this is what it is to see things we've always known like break apart in ways that are also needed, you know? So it's good. It's good shit. It's good shit. But we are also in like the final countdown, if you will. We're in these like final hours, final days, like this full moon coinciding with Uranus, yes, but also Saturn goes direct today in Pisces. And then on top of it, we have Pluto going to Aquarius like a few days from now. Like this Pluto closure cycle we've been in since, was it September? I think it was September. That we've been in since September has been a remembrance. For some people, it's been like a massive liberation, a massive rebirth, a massive rehaul. It's like, it's the final crunchiness of closing out so many things in relation to what we have known with like patriarchal ways and institutions and governments and all of that stuff, right? All that stuff, even in relation to like masculine energy, which brings me to talking about the queen is dead. I know how that sounds. So when I tried to do Cancer yesterday, that's the message that came through. And it kind of startled me. I was like, the queen is dead. I was like, what? I was like, the queen is dead. Um, okay. And as I got into it, oh, whoa. I might close my eyes a lot as I'm talking, don't mind me. Um, and as I got deeper into this message, I realized like we have the feminine trinity, right, of maiden, mother, crone. The queen is just the distortion of the mother, is all it is, right? So it's like this could be an aspect of self, this could be an aspect of society, this could be an aspect of relationship dynamics, however you're seeing that in your life, okay? However you're seeing that in your life, that distorted feminine is being devoured, transmuted, so that a higher expression of feminine energy can be experienced, however you're experiencing it, because there's so many ways we can experience feminine energy. But it was like through the way of the maiden is like how it was coming through. So then that really highlighted to me these like power dynamics, these hierarchical dynamics between like what should be mother energy, which really is distorted mother energy, right? And maiden, right? So it's like for some people that's totally parent child. It also can be like society and the people. And what it also is feeling like to me, especially if this was like about relationship dynamics, like it was feeling very much like someone trying to consistently manipulate or control or dominate or exert their will for their own self-gratification. It had to very much like cater to me, give to me, pamper me, keep me kept, right? It had, oh, something else just came in with that. That didn't come through yesterday. Keep me kept. That's been creeping into some of the sign readings. I know that came in Sag. I think that came in another one too. Um, keep me kept. Hold on. Whoa. There's a lot. There's just a lot. Let me sort through it. So when we're talking about energies, guys, this is what makes it very fun, but also kind of difficult sometimes to comprehend. How do I want to say this? When I tune into energy, I am very aware that what I want to communicate has infinite ways of being communicated and experienced. There is no way I can communicate all of the very specific ways every single individual will experience a frequency or an energy, right? Of the queen, right? For example. Um, so I just got hit with a lot and I'm like, wait, whoa. Whoa. That keep me kept energy. Yeah, this is flashing back to one of those sign readings around like the Queen of Pentacles. And I'm getting like sexual energy with that too. So for some people, this may come about in terms of like sexual energy, or like almost want to say like succubus kind of energy. I don't want to go there. But the misuse and abuse of sex, which is also like a misuse and abuse of power, which is also something that obviously coincides with all these energies too, right? But it has this very like, give to me and I will hold the energy, and I will like be like, allow the energy to hold me and keep me kept. But it's like, it's a very distorted kind of a way. And yeah, it feels very parasitic. So some of you guys may experience it that way, or just reflect on experiences where that was a thing. Anyway, let's come back. Let's come back. We're getting a little like down the rabbit hole here. Let's come back. With this full moon and the queen is dead, and the queen is dead message, which I'm going to elaborate further soon. I'm going to elaborate on further. Sorry. And the mother wound stuff that was coming up, and the violations of divine right to creation. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. Mother wound, violation to the right to creation, all this stuff I'm talking about, the queen is dead. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. However, you're experiencing it. Now, I realized when I was getting ready for the full moon, when I get ready for like the full moon and new moon lives and stuff, even just any astrology, I go in and I like look at the chart, and I like look at things and write things down. And a lot of you know I look at asteroids and dwarf planets, not all of them because there's a shit ton of them. But I was called to Haumea, and I was like, "Ooh, why is she calling me? She's calling me. I'm intrigued." So I looked at her and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "That's why she's calling to me." So Haumea is in Scorpio and has been working with Juno in Scorpio in a conjunction. And if you guys remember the T square with Mars, Pluto, and Juno. So the Mars opposition to Pluto, right? We've talked about that. We've talked about that in the last couple of weeks. They were both squaring off Juno and Scorpio, but Haumea was right there with Juno. So for those who don't know Haumea or Juno, let's go into that. They're both feminine. They're both highly feminine. Juno is the wife of Jupiter. Juno rules marriage and partnership and protection of women, or femininity, feminine energy, the mother, even. Haumea was named after the fertility god, the Hawaiian fertility goddess. She represents sacred birth. She represents creation. She represents basically the right to create, okay? She also represents reinvention. So the fact that Juno and Haumea are together in Scorpio, I was like, oh, this is all this shit. I was like, this is all this shit that, that we've been feeling, we've been talking about. And the fact that they've been squaring off Mars and Pluto, while Mars and Pluto have been in the opposition, which is also part of this full moon Taurus energy. Like, well, ding, ding, ding. All of that. All the karmic energy around that, the boundaries, the competitive energy, the abuse, like the violations, all of that. And so I think, yes, we're dealing with how that manifests within us personally, right, on your own journey, but on a collective scale, we may see that come about in different ways, like, probably people speaking up more in terms of what's really important as far as our right to create, also in terms of the environment, also in terms of like even women's rights, right? Like this morning, I had an appointment. While I was like waiting for my appointment to like start, because it was all digital. I did get like a little notification on my feed, and I'm like going through YouTube, and I saw something about the 4B movement, and this was the first time it came into my awareness, and like, and I get it. For those who don't know what it is, go ahead and Google it. But I was like, oh, this is totally that energy, just like manifesting in the collective, but it's an extreme energy, right? So the 4B movement is this like branch off, you could say, of feminism. I'm not here to talk about politics. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just using this as an example, okay, of this kind of energy coming out into the collective on more of like a mass scale versus individual, right? So the 4B movement is like this branch off of feminism. And I believe it originated out of South Korea, because of the high level of expectation for women to like get married and have children, and the pressure for that. So it's actually taking the stance of like to not marry men, to not birth children, to not have sex. Like it's extreme. But that's because it was born out of an extreme environment, right? An extreme society in terms of those views. So, like examples like that, for example, and I'm sure that's only going to increase in different ways. Like we're going to see that in different ways. And again, not just in that realm, but even in terms of the environment, because we're also talking about Mother Earth too. We're also talking about Mama Earth and all that comes with that. And of course, however, this is coming up for you individually and how your own divine right to create or feeling like you've needed to protect your your creative energy. Some of you, it's your sexual energy, and having very, very strong boundaries in relation to that, and maybe even speaking up and out on it, right? This could even translate into the right to live, right? Into the right we all have as a human being to survive and to live and to thrive without the domination and control and manipulation around how we do that. Freedom, right? So that's what's going on. So that's what's going on around this energy right now and this full moon. And so today, I would just allow yourselves to be open to what comes through, because there's also going to be so many like light bulb moments left and right, especially if you allow yourself to engage with other people. I think it is going to be a lot of like da 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 da, like just ideas back and forth, lighting up, like lighting other people up, activating other people's just like inspiration and ideas and opening people's minds the more you interact with other people. Now, keep in mind, I mean, obviously not everybody's in the right state to be communicating with each other, as we know. Some people are not in a good place and maybe need alone time or even a timeout, if you will. So use your discernment, obviously, but I really encourage you to not get too lost in the fear. Fear is such a funky thing, right? Because on one hand, it is a natural response that does alert us to something, and it does serve a purpose in that way. But at the same time, it's so easy to just let fear get in the driver's seat, and then suddenly you're not really feeling empowered anymore, and you're not really in your compass, and you're not really in your own authority anymore. So if you feel like fear is taking to that level, I just really want to encourage you to like see the possibilities of this time and not what's leaving. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't look at what's leaving. Don't focus on what's leaving. Don't focus on what we're losing. Because it's really an upgrade. It's really what it is. Like we are. And I know it doesn't look like that. I know on the surface it does not look like that. But a lot of space is being made. Okay? A lot of space is being made for change. A lot of space is being made to kind of get in there and use your voice and rise up in your own accountability and like reclaim your capability even as well, to do what you want, to say what you want, to try to build what you want, and especially with other people who are like ready to do the same. Um, yeah, so like I just encourage you, if you're scared, don't focus on what was and what's leaving and what's falling apart. Focus on what's possible. Focus on what's possible now, right? Right? Yeah. The reading hasn't started yet. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read. I'm just being honest because I'm kind of in a weird place right now. Literally been playing the Eight of Cups constantly at the moment, and I find it so exciting. Oh, thank you for saying that. You just reminded me. So Saturn going direct. This is the beautiful thing about Saturn going direct right at this full moon. So for those who are new, this is just my opinion. Again, it's not a fact when it comes. I feel like most things are not a fact when it comes to astrology. To be honest, I feel like there's so many lenses of truth in anything, and then when you're looking at something like astrology that has all these different lenses through time and different cultures, like I just feel like to say something is so like undeniably definitive about astrological interpretation just doesn't sit right with me. So anyway, rambling. My opinion of Saturn going stationary direct in Pisces, anytime a big planet like that, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto, these like more generational planets, these more long-term planets, anytime that happens where it goes into retrograde or out of retrograde, there is some sort of rebound of the energy, so to speak, like a rubber band is like how I equate it, or what I equate it to. Um, it usually coincides with some sort of event, some sort of opportunity, some sort of shift, but whether it's big or small, but in relation to what that phase has been teaching us, what that phase has been, I just got nauseous. Oh no. What that phase has been teaching us, what that phase has been showing us, right? And with Saturn going direct in Pisces, personally, me, I feel that it's showing us what it means, like the reward for having faith, the reward for keeping faith. That's what I feel. There is a fixed star that actually is working even more closely with Uranus than Algol, which is also why I didn't focus on Algol for my patrons who are watching. Um, can I remember the name of it? Zarak? I think that's the name of it, Zarak. It's like right on top of the moon and Uranus. It's like right there. And Algol's like a couple degrees away. Also why I don't think it's as big of a factor. And Zarak has a decent magnitude to indicate that it's significant. But Zarak sits in the river constellation, I believe, Eridanus. Pretty sure that's right. And it speaks to the journey. That's what that fixed star speaks to. It speaks to the journey. Um, excuse me, being in a place on the journey where it feels like you're alone on the journey, where it feels like, oh my God, this is endless. There's like no end in sight. And like, are we there yet? Can I make it to the end? Can I make it out of this? I'm alone in the boat. Like, I think that actually what translates to the bright one in the boat is what that fixed star translates to. But the fact that that fixed star is working with the moon, and then you have Uranus coming in to bring in change, and then you have Saturn going direct to take the pressure off, I feel like it's actually restoring faith is what I feel when I tune into and look at it that way. It's restoring faith where things have been hard, where things have been struggle bus, basically, where we've had this feeling of restriction, this feeling of unknown and unease and what's real and what's not, and are we safe and are we not safe and all of that stuff. That's how I feel. Other people may feel differently. I don't even know if other astrologers are talking about that fixed star. So many people are so focused on Algol, right? Anyway, I digress. I'm getting a little on my soapbox there. Sorry, let me rein it in. So that's how I feel about this full moon. Reinvention, faith restored, massive changes, unexpected meetings, unexpected events, unexpected breakthroughs that are showing us the big picture, the big vision, your personal vision, your personal picture, whatever that is, where it's becoming more clear. And even for some of us, there may be a bigger picture on like the collective stuff too, on just what's happening globally. But it's all putting big things in place. Big pieces might move, but it's putting big pieces in place too because they're moving. I want to come back to the Queen is dead thing. I realized I kind of went this way. Let's come back. The Queen is dead. Um, I just can't get over that message. It's just so like, oh man, my head. Whoa, it's just so like polarizing. Ah, so the Queen is dead. When I tuned into that, it also felt like that Queen energy was very much keeping hostage the feminine. Like it had like Snow White vibes, basically. Like it had evil stepmother vibes, like Snow White vibes, like trying to, I hate to say it, but like snuff out the light, pretty much. Snuff out the light of the feminine, snuff out the opportunity, the ability for the feminine to reach a higher expression of intention and I'm not gonna say purity, but I kind of want to say purity. It just sounds like a not the right word. Um, authenticity. Authenticity. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Like Rapunzel's mother kidnapper. Yeah. Yeah. But for some people, this is all internal. Like for some people, it's actually a piece of self that's been holding a piece of you back. So think of it that way too. Like how in your own I'm so nauseous. So this is also something that happened when I channeled this. When I was trying to do cancer. Everything seems to be coming through in the cancer readings lately. The mother energy, so that makes sense. I was getting this message and I actually got like sick to my stomach and I had to like stop the reading and I'm like, okay, it's just way too much energy, right? And I'm feeling a little bit of that. So I'm like, let me slow down. I don't want to get sick to my stomach again. That was really awful. Um, What pieces of self, of all of us individually, are one, have taken on that role of queen, that energy of the queen in that way, where it is like, when do I get to be kept? When do I get this? When do I get to receive? But it's from a way of, it's from an energy of, how do I want to say, insecurity, fear, disempowerment, control, right? And in doing that, it has also held back this more authentic, more faithful, surrendered, gentle, higher expression of femininity, right? And at that same time, I think some people where this is very internal, there may, like, this may have come about because something may have happened, patterns, family trauma, whatever, right? Shit, life brings awful things to the table sometimes. In a weird way, to keep that version of self safe. So to keep that aspect of self safe, sequestering it. I equated it to like keeping a horse in a stable and like not letting it out to run free, right? Sequestering it, keeping it away to keep it safe. But what has really happened there, right? And this is also how we develop like maladaptive patterns or self-sabotaging behavior, right? Well, it's kept that very pure sense of self safe. It's also allowed this controlling, give me, what about me energy to kind of take the front seat, right? So if that's happening to you and it's like you're experiencing like, oh shit, like this is like I hold both of these energies, because like we all probably do on some level. It's just part of how all things are connected. Have grace for yourself. Have grace for yourself. Um, and just do what you need to do to, oh, the sun's coming out. Ah, as I'm talking about this, I love it. I love it. Um, do what you need to do to allow that more gentle, pure of intention, that higher expression of your own femininity to come out, regardless of your gender, and like allow that to be free, right? Um, Literally what I've been reflecting on the last few days. Thank you for your validation. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's scary to let go. It is, because that piece, so again, if this is a piece of you that you're kind of dealing with, that piece of you is telling you, you need me to do this for you. You need me to be in the driver's seat. You need me to keep you held back for your own safety. That's like, that is what the queen would say to you if it's a version of you. I know we're like getting very macro here. Um, but that's because they've taken on that role for your own sense of safety, right? But what it's doing is it's snuffing out your own light, to be safe, right? But again, if it's also happening, if it's more of an external experience in relationships, like it's definitely dealing with people who like can't respect boundaries, who expect you to do for them, who expect you to compromise yourself for them, and all those things. And I do think there's a lot of this running through the collective where it is just a reevaluation of their relationship to mother, whether it's through the environment and nature, their connection to nature, even their connection to their own bodies, or even their connection to a parent or parental figure. And anytime we deal with a strong polarity like this of mother femininity, father masculinity is also going to come up to also help deal with that part of the polarity, right? So while we're very focused on talking about how the queen is dead, long live the maiden, there's also some father energy going on in there too, right? And that might come up for you very differently compared to your neighbor or your friend or even me. So just don't be surprised if that's also part of it for you. Um, so yeah, it's just, and the patriarchy, right? Patriarchy is wrapped up in the father energy too. So it's all very interesting, everything that's happening right now. So while we are in these final days of the Pluto closure and all this Queen is dead stuff is coming up, the violation of divine right to creation is coming up, watching and feeling and trying to navigate the physical reality shift, the societal economic shift that's also coinciding with all of this. I just want to tell you, enjoy the countdown. I know that might be hard, but enjoy it for what it is, because it's like it's literally us moving past the threshold. It's it's exciting. It's exciting shit. It is exciting shit. It is. And yes, I know there are awful things going on in the world. There always will. There always are. And I get that it's really in everyone's faces and everyone's really feeling it. And I am not. I am by far not lacking empathy or compassion. But I can see it's also a consequence of big pieces of all these things shifting and coming into the right place, so that people can also take back their power and accountability and be free with each other in whatever way they want to be free with each other, and helping people in the way that they want to help. Um, there, I'm being brought back to this whole like the pieces of self, sequestering the self, right? There is also part of the collective that is like not aware of this at all. Okay? There's definitely part of the collective that is not aware of any of this. They're not feeling any of this. They're really deep in the narratives, right? And really deep in like what they think they're seeing on the surface. There's there's gonna be a piece of the collective for a while that will take a long time to like, so many noises outside. There's a part of the collective that's gonna take a while to become undomesticated. Okay. Okay. Who enjoy being domesticated? I think there's a piece of all of us that have been like trying to undomesticate ourselves, right? Where it is like being in that way of being controlled, being in that way of being kept, taken care of by society and capitalism and all that stuff. Um, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. But being domesticated is also being imprisoned too. It's being leashed and collared, is what it is. And everyone's gonna do that in their own way, in their own time. And also no judgment. Like if you like this way of society, you like this way of society, and that's okay too. It's okay to be there. It is. It is okay to be there. You may come to realize, oh dang, you know what? I can see why this actually has not been great for me. And maybe you don't, and that's okay too. Um, oh, excuse me. But yeah, that just wanted to be spoken on too. Um, oh boy. I know it's one of those days. It's one of those days. Um, After I get off from here, I'm gonna try to move some of this energy through my body. I may even like just sleep and see if that helps. Um, I really do want to do the sign readings, but I'll be honest, guys, I can't shake this feeling that like, because this every time I've gone to do sign readings, these kind of messages come out. I can't shake the feeling that I'm not supposed to be doing sign readings anymore, and I do need to just be doing collective readings. And I know that's a big shift. And my patrons watching, you know, I've been talking about it, and you guys know it's a big shift. And I know a lot of you support me in doing that and just honoring the flow of what needs to happen. Um, that Saturn direct, I know, yeah, right, right. Um, it's just a feeling I can't shake. Yeah. And as far as Patreon goes, I'm just talking. But as far as Patreon goes, to make that shift, it would just like it's just gonna take a little time logistically on like the 3D end of things to make that shift. Um, but yeah, I just can't shake it. I just can't shake it. Guided don't play, right? A lot of readers are doing that, less sides. Yeah, because it's just like it's all collective energy anyway. Um, it is the full moon, so yeah, I think that needs to happen. Yeah, that might need to happen. That might need to happen. Since this is a full moon with a lot of Uranus activity, um, I'm not gonna jump into like changing the infrastructure right now. Um, I'm gonna wait till after the full moon, like probably tomorrow, for example. Uh, and also I'll probably have like a big talk with my patrons and we'll hang out and all of that stuff. But um, yeah, I just can't shake it. Anyway, blah blah blah. Um, I don't really care what the title says. Wait. I already watched every sign read. Oh, I see. I only caught like half of that, like that little message you put. I think symbols relation to specific energies, colors over signs make much more sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I've been wanting to do like pick a card readings and stuff too. I also need a, so you guys know I'm traveling. So I also don't have like my normal go-to setup. So it's like to show you guys the cards, I like don't have the equipment per se to do that in a way that feels comfortable where I can really stay in it. I don't know. I'm gonna figure this out. And since this is such a powerful full moon, I'm sure by the end of today it'll just be very clear. And I'm just gonna say that out loud. I'm just putting that spell out there. It's all gonna be clear. And I'm just gonna trust it. Let's see. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, waking up this morning like that, I was like, I don't know what the heck is happening. Well, since I am here, maybe we'll pull a couple cards. I just can't help it. Your name WaterBaby came up in my personal reading 2 days ago. So her guides mentioned it and she didn't know what it meant. Oh, that's really interesting. That's interesting. If anybody's also Sedona, we're honoring the full moon with a school garden cleanup. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's awesome, Jen. Thank you for putting that out there. Oh my God, yeah, I do it. You can't resist it. I know I can't. I'm like, the cards are like, hey, hello. Collective radiate. No matter what you choose, as long as you're not tired of us. I'm not tired of you guys. There's no way. Oh my God, no, there's no way. There's no way. Going along with the steady and slow flow. Yeah. And channeling is so lit. Venus and Capricorn has me buying expensive stuff this week. Well, enjoy it. Don't go too ham, but enjoy it. Enjoy it. Gardens for Humanity. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if any of you guys are in the Sedona area, that sounds like a great event to go check out. Maybe we'll pull a couple cards. You guys know me. This is me. This is me. I can't help it. I'm already getting some interesting stuff. This is feeling very Kuan Yin, what I'm feeling right now. Very Kuan Yin, very like Yamaya vibes. They're showing me a pearl, which like to me kind of screams Yamaya, but maybe there's still Kuan Yin and pearls too. I'm not as acquainted with Yamaya mythology. Kuan Yin mythology compared to Yamaya mythology, so maybe some of you guys know. This is you, but you're changing. Oh, everyone's changing. Everyone's changing. Your last live about tribes really sparked something in me. Good. Just moved to a new apartment and want to buy everything. For right now, my Venus is in Taurus. Oh, I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah, they're showing me a pearl. What's this pearl about? So much pink. Me too. Expensive stuff for me. New central air unit. I'm loving the energy that's coming through here. It's just, it feels so, it's just so comforting. I guess that's what it is. I'm like, oh yeah, this is comfort. This is like blissful comfort. I'm on the opposite side trying to save money. Me too, girl. Me too. Me too. Just watched Gemini's Pearl reading. Wild, you said that. Oh, I don't even remember that one. We got ravens coming in here. Some of you guys might be seeing like abnormal numbers of birds, like flocks, like size, thank you, like abnormal size of flocks. I don't know, it's like, feel like almost like the movie Birds without the horror aspect to it, but like insane amounts of birds. If you live anywhere where there is like uh opportunity for earthquake activity, watch the birds. Watch the birds and watch worms and watch birds. Like they will tell you a lot if there's like some crazy earthquake activity about to take place, okay? Um, but birds, but like the ravens specifically, but it's like a shit ton. Like why is that coming through? I'm getting the word offering. Offering the pearl. Hang in there with the metaphor. It feels like offering the pearl to these ravens. This is like very fascinating. Some of you guys could be relinquishing something that's been precious to you. Oh, look at all the pink. We have the heart. The heart coming out. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, you know what? This did come out in the Full Moon Taurus live I did on Patreon. It totally did. And something I didn't notice on Patreon, there's a lot of white flowers in there too. I know the white flowers are, it's hard to see because of the coloring and it's not focusing, but that's a flower, that's a flower, that's a flower. Yeah, there's some of you are wanting to give something precious, or even it's just an investment of your emotional energy, or maybe even like financial, like, you know, giving, like investing money into something. But it feels very much like, let me offer this up. Let me give this up. Some of you, this is between you and spirit. Some of you, this is between you and a group of people, because it's like they're really being very clear. Like it's not just one bird, it's like many birds. It feels like relinquishing a pearl from the heart is what it feels like. It means something. It means something. It holds weight to you. There's thought there. There's emotional energy there. There's intention there. This is not like, even if it's in the form of money, it's not a superficial offering. And also, a lot of you already know the understanding of what it is to offer something to spirit. That's a sacrifice, right? And sacrifice is the practice of making something sacred, right? That's where it comes from. But it's from the heart. It's from the heart. Some of you don't even know that you're about to do this. Why would they not know? It feels like a moment. Hold on. Like a moment of knowing, and then you're like, oh, it's time. Let me offer this. Let me offer this to this person. Let me relinquish this. Let me give this. It's very generous. It feels very like Six of Pentacles to me. It feels very, very generous. Someone could be giving something to you, but if I want to say it is it's an offering. It's an offering of some kind. Anything else relation to this? Sorry. The threshold. What did I say? We're moving past the threshold. We're moving into this. We're moving into all of this, right? So funny. Yeah. So that's why this is here. We are moving past the threshold. We're moving out of the old, out of stuck, out of what doesn't work anymore. We're moving into the new. And this is part of the sacrifice. This is part of the offering, is what I'm gathering. Like this offering initiates moving into the threshold, moving past the threshold, moving into all of that orangey goodness. If you're not on the receiving end of this and you are like giving something, offering something, how do I want to say? There's, how do I want to say? Some of you, it's also just a very intentional, like, I don't want to hold on to this anymore, spirit. I'm giving this to you. almost like it's a wish. Like maybe it's like a desire you've been holding on to and you're finally relinquishing that desire. Maybe you're finally relinquishing a yearning, and that in a way sets you free and being brought back to the queen and the maid and stuff. Um, but yeah, some of you, it's like it's literally relinquishing a desire, no longer holding it, no longer coveting it. Hmm. Can I get another card, please? Thank you. No, as I say that, flame. That screams desire. Flame is sacred flame to me, which is our sense of inspiration and passion and desire, a sense of purpose. It's interesting. If you are like not allowing yourself to yearn for something or desire something anymore, we're not doing groups today. No, we're not. This is collective. Um, I think I really only have the energy to do this collective read today. I don't think I have energy for groups today. Sorry, guys. Um, but coming back to the main message here. Uh, oh, excuse me. Oh, I didn't do a timestamp. If one of y'all has a timestamp, I would greatly appreciate it, and I know other people would too. So I didn't have any intention of doing like reads that anyway, coming back. For those where you are relinquishing a certain desire, a hope, a wish, yes, there's freedom in doing that. I feel like it's also like relieving a burden of sorts, a sense of restriction. But I think it's gonna be almost like come back immediately. Like I don't like in a way, I feel like for some of you it almost like makes the flame grow big. It's like grow big. Oh my God, where are my words today? Um, it ignites the flame or like it expands the flame even more. And in a way, it gives you a stronger sense of passion in return. Mm. Anything else for the collective? Ooh, ooh, what a card. We have the Mystic. The thing that's really like standing out to me with all these cards, with the exception of the heart, is all the orange, all the like fieriness. Look at all of that, right? With the threshold and the flame, and then it's like right in the center of that Mystic card, and it's like all stemming from the heart, right? Excuse me. Why is the Mystic coming out here? Feels like very strong, like just liberation energy. There's something shadowy about it though, too. That's interesting. There is something a little shadowy about this. Um, so hang in there with me. Um, I feel like in this relinquishing, in this offering, in the sacrifice, yes, there's a renewed sense of passion that is returned almost immediately. But I also feel like there is suddenly an allowance to play where you haven't before. But it feels very scorpionic. That's why I'm like, I want to make sure I say this carefully. Yeah, orange, absolutely sacral. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I want to make sure I say this carefully because in the scorpionic way that I'm feeling it, it's like, yeah, playing where you haven't before, like in the taboo, right? What has been off limits? And even with the queen and the maiden thing, right? It's like what has been off limits for the maiden, right? Which is like new territory, essentially. New territory, but like that's why I feel like there's a little bit of shadowiness there because there's an unknown factor there, right? Going to places you haven't before, trying things you haven't before, saying things you haven't been allowed to, like I'm getting like, yeah, allowed to do, allowed to say, allowed to think, allowed to be. Yeah, I'm getting like the horse keeps wanting to come through. Even when I used the metaphor earlier with the horse, like now I'm getting big horse energy. Horse could be an animal animal medicine you work with. Could even come in the form of like zebra or unicorn as well. Um, yeah, I think some of you guys are about to work with horse medicine. Oh, as I say that, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Um, a lot of new worlds are opening up to your awareness, but at the same time, it all makes it, it just feels like a full circle moment of understanding of like, oh, this was always there and I couldn't see it because I was sequestered, or I couldn't see it because I was holding myself back or whatever, right? But it's like I'm getting almost like in your immediate environment there were other worlds open to you and you had no idea they were open to you. But it's all going to make sense and it's going to be very full circle, and it's like, yeah, and it's playing in the realms you haven't played in before, playing in the aspects of self you haven't played in before, playing in the sandbox you weren't allowed to play in. Like that's how it's feeling. Oh, this is like so interesting. Mm. Oh, I love that. I love that, collective. Okay, one more and then I think we'll shift to another deck. I just love this deck so much. This is the archetype deck, by the way, for anybody who's new. Are you opening up personal readings in 2025? I'd love to book one. When things have calmed down, when things have calmed down and there's more pieces that have settled, I will probably open up for readings again. I don't like to be open for working one-on-one when energies are like this crazy. And also, I mean, obviously, I'm not in my normal situation either, right? And I like to be, yeah, you understand. You guys understand. Can I get another card, please, for the collective? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. Oh, excuse me. The eternal child. Oh, and look, there's a little flame. There's a little sun going on right there. This is just making me smile and like be giddy and like laugh. I love this so much. Oh, collective. This is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's crazy shit going on, but like, look at all the amazing shit that's available. Look at like the amazing energy that's there to be experienced. Like, you can't help but smile at this. I can't help but smile at this, but that's just me. Eternal child is just that. It is freedom. It is joy. It is curiosity. It is enjoying the wonderment of life. Like, that's what it is. Um, yeah. Oh, I love this. I can't stop smiling now. I can't stop smiling. I love it. Uh, I would love a reading from you, Rodin. Oh, Alejandra. I feel like if we did a reading, we would just end up talking for like hours. Probably, which I'm not mad at. On the bottom, we do have the animal, which I think is definitely part of this too, because it's like there's a bit of that primal energy there. We're talking about passion, we're talking about fire, right? And that is also just what our own inner animal is in relation to, and like our instincts, right? So that is why animal is here. Very much that like sacral, sexual, creative energy too comes with animal. I'm just curious. Oh, oh, shadow, the shadow card. Yeah, I feel like that's all the, oh my God. Okay, I just gotta show you guys. Hold on. Let me take all these. So, animal with vessel. Vessel to me is like container, it's the body, right? Shadow, right? So, alluding to that like crunchiness and distortion around of like why we kept that like very pure piece of self sequestered, but also speaks to what you haven't allowed yourself to play in, right? To even embody or try or experience. And then behind the shadow, we have shaman with riddle and the mother. Can't even make this shit up, man. Can't even make this shit up. Can't even make this shit up. Anyway, I just was really curious. I kind of want to get some tarot decks out here. I'm just feeling things out. Hold on a second. The animals are totally calling, but I think that's going to be repetitive. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a repetitive message. Yeah, let's just go into tarot. So you guys know I love the unicorn deck, but the glow in the dark tarot has also been like jumping out at me. Mother, I know. I was like, well, says it all. Oh, look, Empress and the Queen of Swords. Talk about mother energy. All right. I'm a nosy Gemini stellium. Yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things. I mean, for everyone. I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of like feeling that out too. Of like, should I be here? Should I not be here? I shouldn't say everyone. I think a lot of people. I've just, I've noticed a lot of comments the last like few weeks about people moving, like, just in the chat. Oh, and look, Emperor. Remember, anytime you deal with a polarity, like, or an extreme expression of a polarity, the other end must appear or show up in some capacity. You can't talk about the mother without talking about the father. You also can't talk about the inner child without talking about the mother and the father, right? For example. Can't talk about fear without talking about love, for example, right? Okay. Sorry, I'm behind on the live. Thank you for answering my question. Yes, I totally get you. Open them up when you feel it is right for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I do them in bouts. That's why I'm not just ever just 24/7, just open and available. It's cool for people who could do that. I just know how I operate, and I like to just honor what feels right energetically for all that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Any other messages or insights for the collective at this time? Where are we at time-wise? Oh shit, almost an hour. Well, it's definitely not gonna be a 4-hour one today, because after I pull these cards, I think I'm gonna like, words break. Any other messages or insights for the collective in this moment? I'd be shocked if we don't get any queens or empress. Death. Well, that's not surprising either. Right? Death is change. Death is change. No matter which way you cut it, if you want to say it's about an ending or a birth or a transmuting or alchemy, it's change. That's what it is. It's change. Okay. Like the death card showing up here. Also something else. The Lovers card and the King of Swords is poking out. Just pointing that out here. Lovers can be about alignment. It can be about choice. Sometimes it's about a relationship, but the King of Swords is a card of clarity and understanding, okay, about those things. Seems to be wrapped up in this. I'm feeling it's more about alignment. Okay, so we have the Death card. They said sit with the Death card. All right, I'm gonna sit with the Death card. I'm definitely feeling that Tower energy. Maybe the Tower might come out. Oh, I'm feeling the Moon. So I guess it could be Moon Scorpio, not necessarily, but obviously full in Taurus today, right? Oh, that Moon energy is really strong. Duh. Hold on. I'm hearing a harbinger of change. That feels like a weird phrase. And now I'm getting the Hierophant. So we've got Moon, Hierophant. So, okay, hang in there with me. As change comes up, right? Some of you may feel like you are the Death card, regardless of your chart, okay? I don't care if you don't have any Scorpio in your chart. Some of you feel like I am a change agent, okay? You may experience, how do I want to say this? It's not resistance, it's awareness. Okay, thank you. It's awareness. You may experience awareness of like when you're interacting with others, that they may feel a need to put a lot of energy into speaking on their beliefs, maybe even their faith. I'm feeling that just that strong Hierophant energy. But your presence or your words or like why you're really engaging with them, not why you're really engaging with them, but an aspect of you or engagement with them is showing them the moon in that, showing them what they haven't seen about their own faith and their own belief systems and practices. Oh, Some of you may like want to like go hang out with people or like go to certain events. And I'm feeling like weeks, months with this, and we are in a full moon, right? So this is going to affect us for beyond today. Um, you may feel drawn to certain places, certain people, certain groups, and excited about it, but by the end of it, realize you kind of shook them up. That's so interesting. Like you were excited to meet them like on an equal level, but only to leave realizing um you shifted something about their beliefs that like would make them not resonate with you. That's so fascinating. Okay, so that wanted to be said. Some of you, this is also just alluding to your beliefs are changing. Okay, your beliefs are changing. What you devote yourself to is changing. Saturn and Pisces really alludes to that as well. um I'm hearing harvest. That's interesting. I guess I guess that actually would make sense with the death card. I never really equate death to harvest, but it is. It's a reaping. It's more of a reaping than a harvest, but they're saying harvest. Um, Hold on. Can I talk about that? Okay. What's with the harvest? What's with the harvest? Okay, I want to be very careful with my words here. So on an individual level, if I'm hearing the word consciousness, so I just gotta be honest with what I feel, okay, and what's coming through. Some of you are almost having like a harvest of consciousness. It's like very fascinating. I guess that would actually relate to the same thing, right? If you're like your beliefs are changing, right? You are actually having some sort of harvest in relation to your consciousness. But some of you are also doing that for other people, almost like cutting through the illusions in their belief systems. It's like, I want to be careful here. It's not like you're forcing people to believe something that they shouldn't believe in. And it's not like you're forcing anything, right? It's like you're opening people up, is how that's coming through for some of you. Like, they're doing them, and however you exist, however you exist, or however like you participate in the conversation or the dynamic, like weeds things out. There we go. That's a better way to say it. Like weeds things out of their consciousness. Lord have mercy. Death. Okay, let's continue. Oh, wow. That was interesting. Excuse me. Anything else for the collective? I love when reads get like this. And of course, obviously, again, to be very simple about it, your beliefs could shift, okay? Anything else for the collective? Y'all heard that? I don't know what that was. Any other messages or insights for the collective? I can't stop feeling like that feminine energy, like Queen Empress, and I'm wondering if they're not going to come out. Now they're showing me an Ace of Cups. We'll see if that comes out. If Ace of Cups comes out with death, that's totally awakening energy. It's also like massive shift of, how do I want to say, what matters to you emotionally. Could also be a heart opening. I don't know if I said that. For those of you where you're affecting others in this like harvest consciousness kind of a way, it may be long after you depart from their space. Okay, so just know that too. Some people also may not react very well. Some of you, like obviously people might like get all five of wands on you. If you don't know what five of wands is, it's conflict. And even if they do, it's just like, it is what it is. But again, I want to be clear. This isn't like you coming in and being like, this is what you need to believe. It's not that. It is not that. It's engaging with people and like however you exist or whatever you're about or however you speak or whatever just weeds things out. Okay. Ooh, something just shifted in my sinuses. That felt good. All right, anything else for the collective, please? And then life itself, backing it up after my exit, yeah. Am I taking these? Yes, okay. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. We have 3 of Pentacles with the King of Cups and the 4 of Wands. I like this. This is building. This is building, and this is cultivating from the heart. And the King of, you heard that again. And King of Cups holds the Ace of Cups. King of Cups knows how to work from the Ace of Cups, work from this very intentional, pure, like space of the soul and space of the heart. That is what the King of Cups does. King of Cups has a mastery of emotional maturity and even spiritual mastery, or let me take that back. Spiritual maturity. I'll say it that way. Yeah, I like this. 3 of Pentacles is plans. It's taking seeds and making things happen. It can even be like making friends, right? All for the purpose of building up a 4 of Wands. But it's interesting, right? Because we're talking about the harvest of consciousness that's happening here with the Death card and like weeding things out. So if your beliefs have been becoming more focused, hold on, I can feel it. There's a lot of energy in my throat right now. Oh. 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 I might have a big cough in a couple minutes, just letting you know. Oh, well, there it is. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. All right. Let's come back. The harvest of consciousness thing is like coming up here as an interesting like juxtaposition, because if your beliefs are changing, it feels like what it's doing is like it's just becoming more precise, more clear, more focused, more intentional, fine-tuned, if you will, right? And again, you could be having this effect on others for some of you. But what it's doing is it's also weeding out people too. It's weeding out unnecessary ideas. I'm hearing riffraff. I'm not hearing the term riffraff. Yeah, it's weeding out the unnecessary. It's weeding out what does not really align to that fine-tuned belief system, fine-tuned values, fine-tuned inner knowing. I keep getting Hierophant. It's not out here, but maybe it'll come out. So just know that with the weeding, with the harvest of consciousness, everything's getting more fine-tuned. And so if something can't precisely fit, it won't. It will fall away, including people. But also it's going to coincide with just like this really precise clarity, which is really nice. And so in a way, it's going to also help you to maintain your focus and your intention on what really matters to you when it comes to your personal beliefs, whatever that is. I'm hearing the word dogma. That will definitely be sorted out. That's all that needs to be said about that. Yeah. So just know, like, as you progress and you are like progress in whatever way you're progressing. I don't know why I said progress. That was just a psychic slip. Whoever needed to hear that. As you deal with other people and environments, especially, like, don't be surprised if like you fall out of resonance very, very fast with certain people in certain environments and certain beliefs. Don't be surprised if that happens. And if it is happening, it's just a fine tuning. Okay, that's all it is. That's all it is. Let's keep going. Feels so good to finally be able to stand in all that I am in the moment. Good, good. How are you so enchanting blowing your nose? Am I? I always feel so gross doing that on camera, but like, if you gotta blow your nose, you gotta blow your nose, right? Right? But thank you for saying that. I received that. Thank you. Huh, blowing my nose is enchanting, huh? Wow, there's the tower. I was waiting for that. Hold on. The tower landed on the King of Cups. The tower landed on the King of Cups. And remember when the Death card came out, I was feeling that tower energy. It just feels like clarity. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like clarity. It feels like the fine-tuning of beliefs and truth and what's important to you, to your Ace of Cups, what matters to your Ace of Cups. Like that's all it feels like to me. It just feels like clarity and epiphanies. And the harvesting and the weeding out. Hold on. The notion of receiving with Taurus is what I feel I need to work on. And then we had a couple other cards come out. Let's see what they are. Oh, wow. Okay, that was quick. Ooh. The World and the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. Suddenly felt like there was a frog in my throat. Oh, interesting. This feels very fast to me. I'm kind of shocked the Eight of Pentacles is here because what we have over here is the 3. That's a big ass jump, okay? From the 3 to the 8. That also indicates there's a 5 of Pentacles energy at play, which is like scarcity mindset, struggles, feeling alone, being in a rut, you know, feelings like that. And I feel like that's what's being weeded out, actually. If you've had any like fears or insecurities that would equate to the 5 of Pentacles, like not having enough resources, not having enough energy or time or money, feeling misunderstood, feeling like people don't want to deal with you, like things like that. Straight up insecurity, I feel like that is part of what's weeded out of the consciousness here, okay? Because this is a big fat jump. World is major cycles, opening, closing, karmic cycles. It's like Saturn return cycles. Like it's major shit. It's not anything small or superficial. I don't see any travel cards here, but some of you, there could be some travel involved in this, especially international travel. Doesn't have to. I'm just saying I can see that explicitly. But the Eight of Pentacles is like, that's getting ready to master. That is like putting, oh my God, sorry guys. That's like prioritizing a lot of effort and focus into forging and mastering and getting to the 10 when you were just at the 3. This feels very fast. So as this fine-tuning is happening, as the riffraff is weeded out, as certain insecurities and doubts and fears are weeded out, and you start to become clear on what matters to you as far as investment or building or cultivating, whatever, it may come to fruition very quickly as a result of your own efforts and your own focus. Because when we fine tune ourselves, we fine tune our alignment, we fine tune our intention, and then we fine tune our reality, right? It's got like magician vibes a little bit. That is crazy. Can I get another card for that, please? The 5 of Wands at the bottom. Hold on. And there's the moon. 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the moon. With the 10 of Wands, yeah, the amount of work to cultivate the pentacle, which is the seed. There's a victory and triumph here over riffraff. That 5 of Wands is totally riffraff. Riffraff, internal conflict. It's akin to the 5 of Pentacles energy that I'm feeling, but this is triumph over it. And what's behind the moon is the amount of work and effort to cultivate that pentacle to the 3 to the 8. This is like leaps and bounds, okay? This is like, okay, I understand it's gonna take a lot of work to cultivate this pentacle, whatever that pentacle may be for you, right? Which is also wrapped up in whatever this fine-tuning of consciousness and harvesting of consciousness is also happening too, right? So we go from the Ace of Pentacles to the 3. Not super fast. That's a relatively natural progression. We also have the 2 of Pentacles underneath the Ace, right? So Ace, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's natural. But then boom, 8. It does. It's got like, it's definitely has a magician-like quality to it. Huh. Okay, can I get another card for the World and the 8 of Pentacles? Can I get another card for the World and the 8 of Pentacles? Wheel of Fortune. It's a lot of change, my friends. My God, that's a lot of change. And a lot of newness too. But the wheel is turning from ebb to flow, from flow to ebb, but this feels like ebb to flow. This feels like ebb to flow. It's just major. It's also Jupiter, which can imply there's a divine timing along with this too. Like it was time for this to have this kind of progression in this moment. And there's probably a lot of preparation to get to this moment, to be ready for this kind of harvest. Wow. I'm just, you know, impressed. What's on the bottom? Oh, 5 of Cups on the bottom. Duh. With the 5 of Wands. Yeah, fives are definitely like in the background of this reading. So maybe you guys have been seeing 555 a lot. Yeah, I feel like this is just like the riffraff and the extra and the stuff that just needs to be weeded out, whether it's your own fears, doubts, insecurities, or even other people and other environments that just keep you from being fine-tuned to your own beliefs. Oh, talk about riffraff. Knight of Swords, Emperor, and the 3 of Swords. With the 8 of Swords, there's a 5 of, yeah, 5s are all over this. So there's a 5 of Swords energy here too. So we have the 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles here present. And then 8 of Swords with the Lovers. For those who don't know these cards, don't worry, I'm about to explain it. Wow, yeah, that Knight of Swords and the Emperor. Some of you, part of this weeding will be a confrontation, right? So the 6 of Wands to the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups is victory over that riffraff energy. That is the weeding. That is the harvest. And then underneath that, we have this. We have the Knight of Swords, the Emperor, and the 3 of Swords. With the 8 of Swords, with the Lovers. This is absolutely communication about some painful shit, okay? Some painful, uncomfortable things. And there's authority here, whether you're on the receiving end of this or you're on the initiating end of this. Oh, interesting. Some of you, this is part of the relinquishing that we talked about earlier with the archetype cards. Yeah, this is, thank you. This is totally part of the offering, not totally how I expected it. This is part of the offering that coincides with the harvest as well. It's a truth. It's an offering of truth, a delivery of truth, that allows for attunement to happen with the Lovers, because this is behind the 8. So there's been fear around alignment. There's been fear around this fine attunement, fine tuning of beliefs and values and what matters, but it's truly an alignment is what it is. The delivery of truth coincides with the relinquishing of something that has been painful and uncomfortable to hold on to. And so this is not holding on to it anymore. So you can fine tune your values and beliefs. You can experience this kind of alignment to your beliefs. And so you can experience this harvest, this weeding out of all of the uncomfortableness of all of that, and the fears and the doubts and the insecurities that come with that. And some of you, this will absolutely be through a conversation. And that puts you in the position to be the King of Cups in this way of, I see now. I'm more aligned to myself now. I am more fine-tuned to my truth and what matters and values and all of that. And I have relinquished what has made me so fearful of this, right? It's interesting too, because so much of this started with the feminine energy, and we have pretty much just straight masculine energy on the board. So kind of what I was saying before, we can't talk about feminine energy without talking about masculine energy. We can't talk about the mother without talking about the father, right? So no, the Lovers. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, with the King of Wands is just being closed off to that alignment. Wow, the Two of Swords and the Fool, and being closed off to that sense of freedom and being relieved of baggage that could have led to other people, connecting to other people in a peaceful way. Wow. And into the Sun. Yeah. I love my job. I love my vocation. I really do. And I really appreciate all of you guys as well for all of your support. Not just today and recently, but like for as long as I've been on YouTube, and will probably continue to be. I love my work. I love that I get to do this, and I love that I get to share this with everyone else, and I love that I get to support people in this way. It really makes me very happy. So thank you. I don't think anything else needs to be said. I think it's very clear like what's going on here. We appreciate your support. Ends with the Sun, mic drop. Yeah, the mic drop. I love that you do love your job. Thank you. So grateful to be divinely guided to each other in 2019. Yeah, 2019 was a trip, man. 2019 was a trip. Let's see. Change can be hurtful, yet necessary for growth. Guided by your angels, always present. Yes, yes. We love and appreciate you. Feeling the love today. Feeling the love today. I can totally just like keep going, but I'm like, no, we should close out. We should close out. Oh, you know what? Okay, we'll close out with some dice. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm actually gonna do 2 different groups for dice. No, they said don't do that. Yeah, I don't know why I thought to do that. I guess for people who are dealing with other people, I was tempted to do that. So I'm just gonna roll one. I'm just gonna roll one set. So this is gonna be a planetary die, a house die, and a zodiac sign die. Okay. Any final messages or insights for the collective at this time? Oh, excuse me. Wow. It's just fun. That's all. It's just fun. So we have, I know it's hard to see the dice. I'm going to do my best. We have the 5th house. We have Venus. And we have Gemini. The Lovers, basically, right? Which is also alignment. It's also infinite fractals of truth. It's also relationship. It's also play. It's also inner child. It's also learning and information. Like, this just feels really like a really fun, like ooey gooey kind of energy, especially with Venus and Gemini. That's like constant banter, right? That's like meeting, like getting together with somebody and your inner children are like, like all day long in the 5th house, no less, right? House of creativity, also house of play and passion and dating and romance and theatrics and creativity. I don't know if I said creativity and all of that. Yeah, this feels like splashing into fun and passion and inner child and doing it with other people. That's what that feels like. It almost feels like advice in a way. Like, yes, allow yourself to like fine tune all of the stuff I was talking about with your beliefs and your values, fine tuning yourself in that way of alignment for sure. but jump in and splash in and have fun too, right? It's like even with the archetype cards, we had the eternal child come out. Oh, oh, look, energy just shifted. I said that. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. That was crazy. Yeah. Splash in and have fun. Don't forget to do that. It's important. It's important. And again, anyone who's not like aligned to your attunement, they can't hang anyway. So it's like, and people who can hang, it'll be very clear who can hang, right? Yeah, I love that. If Gemini is the fifth house, just speaking to the energy of the die, not speaking to your personal natal charts or the collective, like I'm just honing in on like what the dice are telling me. If Gemini is the fifth house, Taurus, then what's before Taurus? Would that be Scorpio? Hold on a second. Or no, that'd be Aquarius. Aquarius, Pisces. Yeah, that'd be Aquarius. Um, so Aquarius is prominent with the dice. Like for example, if you had Gemini fifth house, you're probably Aquarius rising. Yeah. Which obviously we know Pluto's moving into Aquarius very, very soon. Final days, final countdown. And I think it's just kind of like winking at that energy with the die. Yeah. God, I want to pull the other ones though. See, I just want to keep going. Why are the cardinal signs catching my attention? The cardinals are catching my attention for some reason. Where are the cardinal signs right now? We've got some stuff in Aries. It's Chiron in the North Node. In Western Tropic, we don't have anything in Cancer right now. Not anymore anyway. Mars is in Leo. Pluto's finishing out Capricorn, but Venus is in Capricorn. What about Libra? I feel like there's something else still in Libra. It's not Juno. It's not Pallas. Is it Vesta? Vesta might be in Libra still. Something with the cardinals are catching my attention, so I'm just giving you guys information. Okay. Is it one in particular? I feel like it's in relation to Aries and Capricorn. That's just like the prominent ones that I'm feeling in my body. So maybe just also keep your eyes on where the North Node is and Chiron is for you, just transit-wise in your charts. And then what you got going on with Cappy, because Pluto is finishing out in Capricorn, which is about the closure as well that we've been talking about all day here. But yeah, pay attention to that if you want to. You don't have to. Just coming up. Anyway, okay, I think we're done. I'm gonna cut myself off. I love you guys. I'm gonna take a little break and sit in this woman energy, contemplate collective versus sign readings. Actually, patrons, I might go live with you soon. Okay, just a heads up. Yeah. 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 Anyway, okay. I'm gone. All right, guys. I love you. Take care. Hope you have an amazing Friday, an amazing weekend, and whatever changes that take place this weekend with the channel, you guys will definitely hear about it. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye.